Hi, I'm Mike, and today we're going to be hanging a multi-piece indoor sign on this wall behind me. Hey, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss anything. So this is a small conference room we have, and that's my logo right there, and yes, it is trademarked. It comes in 5 pieces, and I want to mount it on that wall right there, high enough so that you can see the majority of the sign over this conference table. So here's my sign. And here is my template. And so you can see that every piece has its exact spot. This one here fits like that, kind of. But you can see how it goes together. I just need to be able to find the exact spots I want to hang it. So looking back at it, I've got a plumb line right here, even though it doesn't look like it's centered, it is. And then I've got a horizontal line there, line of level that I can put a level on and get it so it hangs just perfectly. It's just the question of where exactly do I want to put it on that wall, how high do I want it to be, and then I'll take some measurements. I've got my center line here, my plumb line, and I've raised it up about as high as I can reach. And so a lot of this is just a lot of fine tuning. I've hung this sign before, I moved, and now I'm rehanging it. And so it's a matter of getting the template on the wall and then doing a whole bunch of adjustments until it's perfect. So you can see I've got some scraps of painter's tape on the wall to help me hold it in place while I start maneuvering with it. So I'm going to start out by putting this center line on my plumb line, and then there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Okay, so I've got it perfectly plumb and level, and now I'm just going to reinforce all the tape you see up there because it has a tendency to fall, and that would be terrible. So I'm going to stretch the thing out, make sure it's all completely flat, and because paper kind of bubbles and you don't want that mismeasurement when you're sticking these pins in the wall, which I'll show you here in just a minute. So I'm going to make sure the paper template is completely flat and secure to the wall with a bunch of tape. All right, so it looks messy, but the measurements are all right. And here's how this thing goes up. You can see these little circles with the crosses in them. That's where the mounting screws are gonna go. And the screws are these weird little tiny, tiny screws with a plastic cup. And the screw pokes through the bottom of the cup, goes into the drywall, and then there's a nub on the back of these signs that correspond with every location that you see here. And they just push in and it grips it. And when I first put this in years ago, I thought this is no way gonna hold this. And it held it with no problem. I mean, I guess if somebody came along and bumped it or hit it, it would fall out. But all I'm gonna do is poke a hole through the center of that thing, take a black Sharpie and make a mark on the wall, and then I'll peel this template down and install these tiny little plastic cups. So here's the back of one of the pieces. And you can see I've numbered it number 2, which is going to be that right-hand corner. And you can see these tiny little plastic nubs here. It looks like they were hot glued. Those just go right into that plastic cup and it holds it to the drywall. Don't ask me, it works. All right, so here's all I'm going to do. I got myself a thumbtack. I'm going to put it right in the center of the crosshairs, just like you're shooting a rifle. Make a little hole, and I'm going to come back, take my Sharpie so that I can find it on the wall, because this is tiny and the wall is gray. And I'm just going to do that with all these holes, and there's a bunch of them. All right, I'm going to start at the top, and what I hope to do is to peel the very top third of this template off of the wall, and hopefully it stops where I put this tape in, but with my luck it's all going to come off of the wall at one shot. But anyway, the idea behind that is if I've screwed something up, I can lay the template back up and see maybe if I've missed a a hole that I should have made for one of these hangers. Okay, so don't be fooled. I'm sure at any time this thing's gonna fall off the wall. Anyway, it lets me see all these tiny little holes that I've made with my little pin and my black Sharpie. So I can go in now and install these tiny little holders. And check out, oh, I hear it starting to move. Yep, she's about to go. I hear these little screws are like little eyeglass screws. Look how small those things are. And then the little holder that it goes through. Okay, so here's a little mark that I made right there. There's my little screw. There's the little cup. I'm gonna just kind of stick that in there like so. By the way, you have to use a tiny little screwdriver, of course. And it's a matter of putting that screw right where my Sharpie mark is and slowly tightening it. You absolutely do not want to over tighten this because you'll kill the hole and it will have zero holding power, but you don't want it to be too loose too. So here's an example. This is too loose, right? It's not going to hold much. So I'm going to keep tightening it until it just snugs it up there. See, so I can't really move that. That's as good as I can hope for with these cheap little parts. So I'm going to do the rest now. Okay, so there is the top 1/3 of this sign, and it doesn't look like much with all these random little weird cuppy things. You can see that some of them aren't really straight out for the wall. Some are pointed off to the right, and that's not by design. That's just the fact that they're cheap, and you know, that's life. So I'm gonna stick the roof parts, there's 2 of them, up on there, and they should just snap into place. With any luck, nothing breaks. All right, well, let's see how we did. This template keeps scaring me because it's making all these funky noises. Ta-da! There's one piece. You know what? This little puzzle piece is going to get in the way up here, so I need to actually drop this template down to put this next piece up. All right, let's put this back up. Okay, well, so far so good. We'll keep going on it. All right, here comes the next set. That one's in. And I'm going to need to, I guess I'm going to need to remove the template completely now and hope I haven't missed any holes. I've got all my holders in. Now we'll just put the remaining pieces in and be done. By the way, these things are made of 2 really skinny pieces of aluminum sandwiched by something in between. So I'm not sure what that is. It's hard. Anyway, we're going to put the rest of this thing up. Goes together pretty easy. And finally the last piece, which is the cockeyed piece. There it is. And there's the finished product. Pretty simple design and easy to install. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're interested in learning about our franchise opportunity, I'll leave a link in the information section below, and you can contact me through that. We'll see you next time.